So hello everyone. I hope you've had a great weekend. I hope that all is well with you and your family and that you are loving life. Every day is an absolute gift. I'm just getting everything set up here. I just tweeted it out. Let me go to the channel up above and get the live stream up and running right here. That's not what I wanted. Sorry, I have a little bit of sniffles. I went walking in the cold air yesterday and it was beautiful but cold and brisk and icy. Would definitely love to have being right here. I'm wearing my San Diego shirt, dreaming of being there again. Definitely want to be in some warm weather and enjoying the gorgeous California air and beach air and everything like that. Winter is definitely here. However, we've already gone through that winter solstice, and having the kids home for 2 weeks straight is definitely a bit more difficult in getting things done. And I have to say that I really enjoyed having the past couple of days off, just sort of stepping away from the market, spending time with a family, sleeping in sleep. Oh my goodness, what is that, right? With 2 kids. Hey guys, hello, Financial Freedom. I am not from San Diego, Financial Freedom. No, I'm actually from Washington, D.C., which is why I do not live in Washington, D.C., because I don't really like all the politics of D.C. So yeah, we'll add VFC. I love San Diego. I would love to try in the next year to take a month in San Diego with my kiddos, rent a house, an Airbnb, whatever, and go and work from there. It would be amazing. Also to do that in Orlando as well. Personally looking at potentially investing in Orlando, Vegas, Texas, and California. But California might be better just to rent for a month instead of actually buying a place there. But we'll see. Whatever's in the cards will happen, and that's it. So let's get into it. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Remember, if you guys are watching and you do like it, please hit the like button. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe so that way you get the notifications when I do go live. And let's pull up the charts for today. So I have Fly up there. We're going to cover Fly as well. Looking for your next swing trade opportunity. All right, well, let's check it out. Salve, I've got a couple on my list. Let me just clean this up. Actually, Roku and Netflix are on my longer term list of swings for sure. So we'll add those as well. And I like Disney potentially too. Oops, we're going to leave those there. We'll put this right here. You know what? I'm just going to delete these all. And you guys are going to see how I create it. Yeah, I agree, Samuel. But you know what? That's why Texas, Nevada, and Florida are great for setting up potential residencies, right? But I'm in Canada, so it doesn't really matter too much because I'm up here most of the year and I'm considered an expat, really. All right, let me pull up. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Don't tell me that I closed my, there it is. Nope, here it is. My list. Yeah, we'll add PLTR. Hold on, let me build the list. So here's what's on the list. Blink. We'll type it up. I'll just type it up over there. You guys can look at that list again. All right, so we're going to add this on. So we have Fly, Blink, AQMS, THBR, Plug, Baba, XL, GIK, Fubo, and FireEye, and then GBTC, ETHE, AXU, Disney, and USAS. And I'm going to add on there Netflix, Roku. Oops, helps when you spell it correctly. And let me see which ones. Mark, you were the first person to put stuff in. Okay, great. So VFC, VFF, PLTR, LMND, never heard of it, and Zynga. We got PLTR in there. All right, so I think we got everybody's wish list of stocks to go over. Let's start with the SPY, right? So on the left, you've been looking at Pfizer, Wells Fargo, and Walgreens for possible trade to meet your setup criteria using the 13 and 50 EMA. Is that on the daily, Salvi, or is that on the, is that on the daily, or are you looking at like an hourly chart? What are you looking at for that 13 and 50 EMA? All right, so here we have a rectangular box. Like the market is just going sideways. It's been going sideways for quite a while. And right now, the big trade to me is really going to be breaking above 372 or breaking down below 365. I just realized, do you guys want me to move where that box is? Let me put that back over here. Better? I'll make it a little smaller. Sorry, I think I got a little sniffles. There we go. All right. And I want to see something new because I've just discovered, okay. I just discovered that I can tweet out the live stream from my broadcasting software. It's easy enough to do it on Twitter. So here we're going sideways. Last time we saw that was back in January and February. Yeah, I've got Amazon right here. I will touch on that. That's it for sure. And then with the Qs, so the Qs have been stronger, obviously, but we're starting to see, we have an ascending wedge right now. And is this going to top off here? Do we have a bull flag that's setting up right here and we're going to surge higher? Or is this going to come down and test the lower bounds and potentially drop down further? We have descending volume. So we would want to see that volume is going to break out to the upside when we break this downward trend. Otherwise, if it's hanging out in this ascending wedge, it's hanging out up there and still in the upward motion. IWM, so this is the Russell 2000, bottom 2000 of the Russell, the market. And this is in that upward channel right now as well. Let's draw a little upward channel there to make it easier. I see it visually, but maybe you guys don't. So we'll put this here and here, right? So this is just sort of hanging out. So when it comes back down here, hey, ride it up, get out, come back in, ride it up. Yeah. Yes, I had GHIV as, that was on Friday. I had that on my list. NNNDM. Sure. All right. So looking at the Russell, still in this nice upward channel. Is that realistic for it to ride in that upward channel for a long period? Well, it's pretty much been doing that since September. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe we're going to have a bit of a correction coming up. Usually with seasonality, I'm going to do a video on seasonality for you guys. If you have any, I'm looking for my notebook to write in. If you guys have any requests for videos, let me know. Either just put it in the chat now or in the comments down below. I'm going to do a video on seasonality. And I know that Donald last week had mentioned a video on IPOs, so I'm going to do that. So if there's anything you'd like to see, let me know. That one's an idea that just popped up. If you ever have ideas that pop up, write them down so you don't forget them. Great way. All right, so Dow Jones. This looks like much like the SPY, right? You guys see this? We have a bit of a resistance area starting back here where it's just not able to go above that 303.80 area. And the big move on the Dow Jones to me is going to be when we break up or down. You can see in the past on the daily chart that last time we had this type of price action was back in January, just before we had that little mini correction, and then in February again, when we had a top off here and it dropped. So looking at these patterns, it does not always mean that there's going to be a correction, but with seasonality, as I was talking about, that we tend to see in January and February that we have a bit of a correction. So like a minor correction in January and then another one in February. So that's usual. June tends to be a flat month, but keep that in mind, right? So maybe you want to look at what is the weakest stock in a certain sector. All right, let's look at Apple as well on the daily chart here. I'm going to write that down. So Mark wants to see a video on dividends and earnings. The timings and ex-dividend meaning. Yeah, ex-dividend meaning is very, very easy, Mark. But haven't you seen that in the training pit? Let me just do auto here. Should be going over at the beginning of the month mark, so you'll get that there too. All right, so Apple, we had one of these boxes, right? And we ended up surging higher. Now we're at the upper end of this sort of megaphone. It could come all the way back down to 125. That would not be abnormal. Maybe it's going to continue down further, all the way down here, 122, or down to 119. We have volume dropping, the highest volume. We had high volume here. We are above that volume. And then the next highest volume was this doji day. Not doji day, but selling pressure, right? This was in the bottom third, and it was not able to close above the high of the day prior. So looking for this weakness on Apple, they can take it up with low volume. Why is it not picking it? Okay, there we go. They can take it up on lower volume, especially just before Christmas. They can manipulate stocks, they being the guys that have the massive money in the market. Microsoft as well, heading to the upside. Let's put this on a 15-minute chart over here. Too fast. It doesn't pick up all my typing. And when we look at it over here, we have this big triangle, right? And it's been breaking out. I'm going to move this up here because it seems like, there we go. Really, when it broke out right there, it surged up. Is this going to be the breakout, fake out, or is this the lower entry to the upside? Is there a particular indicator that you use to measure volume or volatility? This is something you're currently assessing. I watch the volume like this right here, Salvi, or were you suggesting that as a video idea? I watch the volume. The high volume typically tends to be indicative of a bigger move to happen. So sometimes it'll be that next day, hey, this started to look like it was coming down. We bounced off of this trend line and then surged higher. The volume is dropping and the price was going up, but now it's coming back down. So will that continue with this low volume? There's nobody really buying it right at the moment, right? Tesla loved the entry I got back over here, 630 to 623, 632 over here, entered, and then we bounced off of this trend line, riding this one back up here. So I'm going to move this up and I'm going to give you guys another target right up here, roughly 695. Let's put 12 text. Target from 1227 to 695. So that's gonna be my new target. Capitalize on a nice $60 move, or 10% right there. Amazon as well. I'm still in my Amazon holdings as it came down, it tested this level. We have this box right here. If I move this over, you can see that it came down, tested the lower bound, and bounced. If it breaks below right here, I will get out. Otherwise, hey, good afternoon, ASIF. This could be a potential bull flag setup. If we break the downward trend right here, let's do this, do a little mini trend line, right? If we break this trend to the upside with some volume, right now it's pulling back. It's okay. It's the week of Christmas, so it's not always crazy high volume the week of Christmas. So looking for this, maybe we're going to see another surge to the upside coming into January in Canada, in Montreal. We are in full shutdown. You are not allowed to go to a store except for to buy basically groceries. That's it. You're not allowed to shop except for essential needs. So for now, the only place really to get things is to order them online. I mean, we're talking hey, welcome Poker God. That's awesome. If you like the live stream, hit the thumbs up. I see 33 are watching and we've got 13 likes. YouTube will help share it if I have more likes and more comments. So thank you guys for participating as well. And I like to have you guys participate. Makes it more fun. All right, so let's get into the list for potential longs and potential shorts going into next week. The reason why I say potential longs and potential shorts is because that's the momentum that they've been trading. It does not mean that it's going to continue with that momentum. However, the chart is setting up for potential move in that direction. All right, so let's start off with Fly right here. So looking at the daily chart, crazy high volume. We went above. Yeah, Glenn, lockdowns in Alberta. Yeah. Well, we've got Montreal was pretty bad as being the number one in Canada for deaths and everything before. So I think they're trying to really curb that now. But it's good. We're making memories with the kiddos and family time. So looking at it in a positive way. All right. So also, if you guys are new to my channel, this is the 425 EMA. Where was it? Where was the 425? 425 was at 1097. What was the high of the day? 1095. So very, very close to hitting that 425 and then reversing. We are in the upward motion. Wow. Yeah. Great chocolate there, Salve. Newhouse. I like Newhouse chocolates there. And the waffles from Brussels. Right around the corner from Mannequin Piss. Sorry about that. It just threw me back to my visits of Brussels and all the mussels and beer. All right. So looking at Fly on the shorter time frame, you see how it's also holding this 21 EMA. So I'd watch and see. That's this green dotted line. I have my 15 turned off. Let me turn on my 15. And let's turn these back on too. All right. So when we're looking at this, it's hovering right around that 20 EMA. Maybe it's going to come back to 940 and retest this. I never had them. I'll have to try them myself. Maybe it's going to come back down and test this 945. So if you wanted to give it the bigger range down here to 950, if you're going to give it a tighter range, potentially I would actually look right here. $10. Use $10. This 50 SMA on the 15-minute chart or up above 11. So for Fly, we're going to put a support of $10 and a resistance of 11. Blink has just been surging like crazy thanks to Biden, who wants to see all of these charging stations all around the US. Did come up during my live stream on Cheddar TV on Wednesday. I'm going to add that link to my website as well. And if you guys have not checked it out, check out my new facelift that the website received. It's pretty awesome. All right, let's make this red. So down here, let's put 48.70. Actually, I'm going to move that down further. I want to see that it's going to hold. I'm looking at the left chart right there. 47. I want to see that it's holding this area from back here as support. And I'm going to tighten this down here. 50. So 47 and 50 for Blink. And we could very well see that it runs back up to 54 up here fairly quickly. Fly was 61% short volume and Blink is 49% short volume. AQMS. So AQMS had a great short on Friday, not Friday, but what day was that? Thursday. And now looking at this, is this going to hold right here, right? Are we going to be able to hold this level? Why is that not showing up next to our sync to all charts? There we go. And sync to all charts. There we go. All right. And I'm going to move this up to 240. So it's less than $5. I don't usually look at stocks less than $5. However, this is in the metal sector. It has had a breakout, crazy volume. Really would watch as well to see if it can hold above 260 right there. That 260 mark means that we've taken out all the volume right here. So it came up, a lot of shorts got squeezed, then some selling came in, maybe some selling pressure. We had higher normal than expected, and this could go either way. It bounced off of the moving average and support level right here at 182. So I would definitely keep it on watch. The more aggressive entry would be closer to 240, less aggressive, more confidence and higher probability trade would be when it breaks that 265 up here. All right, let's look at that. And so 210 and 240 right there. All right, let's look at THBR. So THBR, Thunder Bridge acquisitions, crazy movement, right? On Thursday, I actually took the trading day off. What is a stock that you would day trade and also hold as a long-term play? I'm going to get into swing trades a little bit later, poker. I do this is the list that I show, that I post on my Instagram as well. And so I do my potential day trading watch list and then potential swing list as well. So we'll talk about swings as well. But day trading, I will day trade anything that has the proper movement and the right levels broken for that trade possibility, if that makes sense. And then swing trades, I'm going to be looking at that trend. How's the volume in confirming that move and where it lies in the price action. So we'll talk about all that. All right, THBR, but great question. We're going to put the breakout up here at 1350, and I want to see support that it holds 13 right here, that round dollar number. Oh, let me undo that. We're going to make this red right there. So 13. THBR had mostly longs. It was only 35% short volume on Friday, and then we have plug. So plug has had like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move. This could be in a bit of a corrective wave coming back down, looking at Elliott wave theory. So might be breaking down further on the daily chart. Swing trading, I would wait to see that it's going to break the downward trend here, sort of a bull flag, but we might have an A, B, C, and then 32, and it will bounce up a bit more. Yeah, my pleasure. So looking at it on the shorter time frame, more for that day trade entry, I'd like to see it hold 35.20 over here. And for resistance, I would tighten this down and I would say, let's look at 36.50 for that shorter term potential day trade. So 35.20 and 36.50. The way that I look at this area right here is this is like rush hour traffic, right? Who wants to be stuck in rush hour traffic? If we look at it like this, right? This is maybe the wait and see where we go from here, what's going to happen. And hey, when we break out of rush hour traffic, all of a sudden there's a free exit, there's a free highway, a free road. Let's go on that road with all the traffic that wants, all the other cars that want to get away from rush hour traffic, and it's going to move smoothly. That's the way I look at that higher probability trade. So waiting for that higher probability trade and the volume that confirms that it's going to move forward. All right, Baba on the short list. I know my buddy Mike is not happy to see this down here. I don't know where I drew that trend line from. It looks like just the tops right there in this downward wedge, and we almost bounced off of it. And then a surge of volume off of the bottom. This was likely in regards to Baba being investigated in China. So I put 225 as that resistance. Thanks, South. Yeah, it kind of makes sense when you look at it like that. Why would you want to get stuck in all the traffic jam, right? Why not wait for that easier move, the easier trade, get rid of the traffic? So 212.50 and 225. Do you see how it works on the 12.50 increments right there? That's pretty cool, right? All right, XL, another potential short. XL Fleet, I don't know what happened here. Maybe it had, bad earnings. There you go. And look at how it came right back to the moving averages. It came up. Oh, hey, we're up here. Okay, all right. Maybe it's time to sell some, right? Okay, I don't need any lines. They're already up here. So let me just pull these down. Boom, bring it down here. And bring this one down here. And we'll adjust it over here. So it looks like there was big selling pressure that came in. You see all these wicks right here? So there was big selling pressure that the sellers did not want to let it go above $30, right? Selling. Oh, we had some buying down here at $29.50. And so I really used that 50 cents. That's the traffic jam. Let's wait until it gets free from the traffic and go with it. Go with the flow, AKA the trend. All right, look at all these good stocks to cover. Could you tell me my opinions on next leg up on AQMS? Oh, thanks, MKIM. Yeah, you know what? Thankfully, the video I just posted about losing my Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, thankfully, I was trading with stuff that, hey, if I lost it all, it would not impact me. So that's what it was. It sucks that I went through that because I was thinking, oh, awesome. You know, Bitcoin's starting to be active again this year. Let me check it out. Da, 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 da. Yeah, no. Bye-bye, Bitcoin. All right. So GIK had big selling pressure here. We have a dark shadow right here. So it would look for continuation to the downside below 14 or above 1440. And I'll jump back really quickly to AQMS because we already had that. Were you here, M-King? Here are my levels for AQMS. So 210 and 240, more aggressive above would be getting in when the 265 breakout happens. All right. Let's go to Fubo. Yeah, no worries. All right, so Fubo, does that look bearish? I mean, bullish to you? Does not look bullish to me. I just had my WhatsApp message pop up. Let's see. I'm going to mess with him. Hold on 2 seconds. I'm messing with my friend. There we go. All right. So over here, let's move this 45.25. Looks like that resistance, right? And let's move this up over here. 45.25 and 40.80, right? Here we go. Come down, support, bounce. So we could see, all right, maybe we could even bring this down to 44, but it tested and it broke right there many times. You know what? I'm going to bring that down, actually, down to 43.80 right here. You see how this was support and boom, now it's flipped to be resistance. Actually, you know, I'm going to bring it down even further. Looking at this, boom, right here, 43. Again, this was support once, twice. Nope, guess what? The seller stepped in. Okay, 43. So 40, 80, and 43. All right, and FireEye. This is a lot of fun, guys. I have to thank you guys for being here and helping me practice on camera. If you go back and you look at my first videos that I did on YouTube, I was talking so much, I would forget to breathe. It was really funny. So all of these helping you guys, helping me, all of that, it's fun. It's a lot of fun doing these live streams, so thank you. All right, so 21.75 and 22.60. Looking at FireEye, we had higher volume above us. This candle almost overtook it, so we almost had a bearish engulfing. So looking at that bearish engulfing, higher volume there, and selling pressure coming into it. Would look for that close or really breaking down below the low of this day on December 23rd with a low of 21.85. So I'd look to see, you can see potentially we had some volume that came in right as it broke below over here on this candlestick. I'd look for that second move down and bigger volume to follow. There is a CBT coin ETF that trades in Toronto Stock Exchange like QBTC. QBTC or GBTC, Glenn? Thank you, Arky. All right, so 21.75 and 22.60. All right, let's get into the swings. So poker now. Poker God, there you go. So this is one of the swings that I'm looking at, GBTC. This one trades like Bitcoin. It is a Bitcoin trust. And obviously Bitcoin surged over the weekend. This is going to likely gap up over the weekend. So keeping it on watch. Hey, we've got a bit of, just like Bitcoin, this had a bull flag, next potential big wave up. Could see this easily go up to, in my opinion, here, let's see. We'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe A, B, maybe we're going up. We could be doing expansive corrective wave, but we could see this really, in my opinion, probably go up to 38 fairly quickly, another 50% likely. I think that's likely going to happen to Bitcoin as well. We'll see it go up to 30. Also, ETHE. which is going to trade similarly to Ethereum. So likely we're going to see this one gap up. A lot of people, a lot of traders, hey, oh my goodness, the stock market is closed, but you know what? Crypto is hot right now. I'm going to go and I'm going to trade crypto, right? So you have to remember that many times you'll see the crypto market surging on the weekends for those traders that just cannot stand to stay away from trading and they want to trade every single day. As a trader, you know that you are passionate about markets, and really only other traders really understand that passion. And that's what the crypto market seems like to me, is when the regular stock market is closed, we really see the crypto market surging. So could be a great time to get into it is when the rest of the markets are closed. I look a little washed out, huh? There, that looks a bit better. All right, also AXU, like this based on, I like the chart pattern up here. It looks like it's about ready to break out. However, I do not like the descending volume here. Let's look at it on the bigger chart as we are looking at potential trades, right? So we're coming, and that $3 mark is likely going to be a big resistance. And this is what I'm seeing. We had this channel, right? Back here, we have a bit of a rounded bottom, and now we're heading to the upside. So this could be the new channel that we're dealing with to the upside out of this, and lower risk entry down here, potential move up to 320, and then pull back and continue to the upside. So that's what I'm seeing on this one. Like it, even though it's lower priced. I don't know all about it, but I see that it's in the metal sector. So I would likely do more research holding on to this as a longer term swing. However, gold and silver, let's look at it on the weekly chart as well and see where we stand. Yeah, it looks like a big bull flag, right? You guys see that? If we draw this, oh, let me do this right here, right? We have this, oh, bull flag broke out, came back down, lower risk, and potential move to the upside. GBTC, I like personally, my holdings are in gold and silver, and also USAS. We're sort of skipping ahead, just getting rid of Disney. I like USAS. This is gold and silver, and has that potential to move up to roughly 7. Hey, John, welcome. Thank you. It's so funny. My mind has been in the gutter lately. I don't know why. I think laughing about nice charts. Traders, right? Okay, so adding this 411 over here, looking for this. This was back in December of 2016. Looking for this to break out and potentially go up to 720, in my opinion. Not immediately. This would be a longer term swing. This is one that I am holding. I got in a couple weeks ago. I did put it on my list. Another one, Poker God, that I'd mentioned way back when it was back at the bottom was Tupperware. Did I ride it all the way up here? No, I didn't. I got in down here and I got out when I made 100%, and I was like, oh, okay, I made 100%, I'll move forward. And boom, look at it, came all the way back to where it was before the crash of, not crash, but correction of 2018. So some of these longer term swings really pay out, but that's it. You have to be patient with them. And oh my goodness, I want to show you guys. If you guys have not seen it, you guys always know that I end my videos with Carpe Profit, right? Seize those profits one trade at a time. Check out my new hat. I'm so excited. I just ordered mine and I cannot wait to start wearing them. So if you guys like them, check out my Twitter profile. Love this, right? Carpe Profit. Do not be greedy. Lock those profits one trade at a time. All right, sorry, I just made me think of that with talking about profits and Tupperware. Thanks, Beatrice. Yeah, I like it. All right, so here on Disney, we have this sideways price action. I know we watch Disney almost every day with my kiddos. And yeah, thanks, guys. So looking at this, it's really had rough resistance around 175, and it has a gap down to the downside. So definitely keeping this one on watch to see for the long trade if it's going to break above really 178, 177. I'd look at that more with some volume, potential move to the upside. Here's the big, crazy, massive volume with the close at 175 and open at 169. So if we go close above 176, we've had selling pressure every time around here. Boom, that long trade could easily be on. Just like we saw back here after earnings. Hey, once we went up above, confirmed it. Really, this was just before earnings. Boom, up it goes all the way up. And Disney owns ESPN. Sports are starting back up again. Could really see this move crazily to the upside for Disney. Bought my daughter one share when she was 3 years old as a birthday gift because of Disney Pixar. Netflix. I like Netflix, I like Peloton, and I like Roku. This is the world of TV now. It is more streaming. There's so much more. I wonder if Cheddar's private, I think. Cheddar's a private network. But seeing that there's so many, thank you, Roman. Thanks for the thumbs up. Yeah, if you guys like it, I see we've got 43 watching, 29 likes. Hit the likes, please, if you like the live stream. So Netflix, this has sort of gone sideways here, a lower bound of roughly 450, 460, 468 really, and then an upward bound up here, 535. So it's kind of in the downward trend right at the moment, but be watching it to see how far down it's going to come. But this one, 475 looks, these are just longer term ideas that I'm personally watching to see. This has been trending sideways between this level for quite some time. Usually that's going to give us a bigger move, right? It has a nice $70 range. Hey, if it gets in down here, that's lower risk. Would I short it up at the top? Not necessarily. Let me continue a little bit, Poker God, and I will add it on down here and we'll come to it. All right. So with Roku as well, love it. I should have bought it back here, kicking myself. It's like shoulda, coulda, wouldas, as well as Shopify a year and a half ago when I talked about it as a long-term tech stock pick for Canada. How often do I do the live? I do my live stream Sundays at 1:30 and then every day that the market is open at 12:15. So I am live 6 days a week. So right here with Roku, I like this. This is nice and just riding that trend to the upside. You can see sometimes it rides it to the upside, goes sideways for a little bit, regains steam, came back down sideways a little bit, more buying here, and then surged up. Nicholas, what's new on my website? Well, got a facelift, and I have new hats and sweatshirts. So I've ordered mine and just waiting for them to arrive. Production obviously takes a little bit of time, shipping. I'm in Canada, so it takes a little bit more time as well. VFC for Mark. Are you here, Mark? So VFC, I'm seeing this. Right? We've got this range here and it's bouncing. So is it going to hold the support area of 83.40? I would watch that. For VFC, big volume came in right on this candlestick below the 20 simple moving average, seems to be holding this support level, which was resistance over here. Then it broke through, then it flipped to be support. Actually, we could do this all the way over here. So it was resistance and then boom, hits resistance there. And where is it going to go from here? Is it going to break and come back up and test this area right here, 85.60, and then potentially 87.50, and then on up to 89.60? That's how my brain reads the charts. I don't know about you guys, but the more that you stare at these charts, the more you see these little blocks of where it just naturally stops, right? So right now, I would wait on this trade personally for VFC until either it broke up above or lower risk. You could get in here potentially as a long. Thanks, Poker God. This one could potentially you know, if it breaks down below 83.40, in my opinion, it would likely be a short. If it goes above, likely be a long. So that I would use that as potential for a stop below there. VFF, Village Farms International, broke out from this area, this resistance over here. Volume came in. Seller said, Again, seller said, And now I'd watch this. Let's look at on the shorter time frame. Oh, you know what? I already did blink Roman, so it's there. And I also did Tesla. My potential longer term swing target on that is 695. And NEO I can look at, and I could add workhorse as well. So NEO and workhorse. All right, so VFF, you can see 1250 is really an area to watch. Even over here, 1225. So I'd watch 1225 for VFF there. All right, let's check PLTR. Come on, switch over there. All right, PLTR, let's bring it back to a daily chart here. Yeah, my pleasure, Roman. All right, so PLTR is really in this wedge right now, and it looks like the new resistance is really roughly $29. So would watch for 29 and then test of this trend line, then potentially up here to test this one, 32.80 if it breaks to the upside. If it continues to break down, I'd look for a, let's tighten that, let's move this up here. I would look for a test of the 20 simple moving average. You see how it bounced here. So I'd look for that, and it's also right on the trend line. What's not so encouraging to the long side for PLTR, you can see that the 20 simple moving average is starting to curl down. That's not necessarily a good, healthy upward trend. All right, LMND, looks like Land's End, lemonade, interesting. All right, let's check out the lemonade. So lemonade, we've got this price action here. I want to look at it on a 45-minute chart too, or 15-minute. See what's going on. This curl over, not the best. Where did the volume come in? A lot of the volume is up above here. For Wednesday's trading day, it's up above us. It really had resistance at 128. I'd look for a break above 128 on LMDN, and I'd look for a breakdown below 121 over here. So 128 and 121. Zynga, let's check out Zynga. So Zynga, not a very bullish pattern right here, right? We have this doji at the top. Slower momentum, volumes dropping, doji at the top, and then we have bearish momentum here. So looking to see, will this close up above $10? Looks like the sellers really stepped in there, and then the buyers really stepped in roughly 980. So that would be my range that I would watch to see what's going on with Zynga. The volume is dropping many times. That'll be indicative of a reversal, since there's not a lot of people buying it up there. All right, GHIV. So GHIV had a crazy spike. Looks like selling pressure came in on the end of the day, and then it spiked up, right? So I would keep watch for 13. I'm going to actually raise this up here to 1350 and 1275. That's what I would be watching for GHIV. And NDM. So NNDM, again, daily. Does this look really bullish to you guys, or does this look bearish? To me, this looks like, hey, running up, awesome, this looks good. Oh, a little indecision. Uh-oh, okay, some selling pressure. Oh, second day of selling. Well, we really need it to take out 860 and then come on back down, potentially down to 750 for that trade to the downside. So looking more bearish to me, as long as it had that confirmation breaking below 860. FLIR, let's pull it back on the daily here. Nice big volume here, broke above my 425 like that. Looks like potentially setting up for like a weird head and shoulders here. 46 obviously offered some resistance. Big selling came in right at the open. Would look at that support over here at 44.20. So 44.20 and then 45.60. All right, let's check out Dish for Poker God. So Dish Network, I don't know about you guys, but I think the streaming services are going to be maybe the satellites. Personally, I'm thinking satellites are maybe better out in the suburbs away from a lot of technology where, like farms in the Midwest, potentially where people don't have access to wired internet, and maybe satellite systems are better for those types of areas, and that streaming services like hardwired landlines are better for really everywhere else, like cities and stuff like that. But this is what my mind is seeing, right? Hey, we're trucking along, we're in this range, whoop, we come back down, comes down and tests a former support level of 2450. Then not really a whole lot of buyers that got in, but once we broke over here, it broke down below this support of 33.31. It really had selling pressure that came into it, and then found a new support down here at 28.70. So if I were to go long this, I would put my stop potentially below 28.50 down here, or 27.80 down there. That's where I would put my potential stop if I went long into this one. But that's a lot of risk. It depends on how close or how tight you want it to be. Bouncing off of the 200 simple moving average, there were some buyers that came in here, sellers sold it, then buyers. It's got a lot of traffic as well here. I'd look potentially for it to break $32, nice round dollar mark, and then continue to the upside there. NEO, yeah, we'll look at Delta Airlines and Love. I need to take a sip of water. All this talking and my mouth is dry. All right, much better. All right, so let's look at NEO. All right, NEO. Well, NEO came up, hit 50, hit a resistance. This is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a bit of a head and shoulders. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Usually it will be descending volume throughout the pattern, higher volume on the left shoulder. Classic setup, right? This is going to be our 41 potentially, will be the neckline, and then we could potentially see this come to the downside. Oh, guys, yes, I forgot I am on battery. So we might see that if I die here on the battery, that we will just die. So looks like I have 7 minutes remaining. All right, so let's go through workhorse. We'll see if we can get Delta and Love in here. I forgot I have my battery downstairs. I was working in the living room while the kiddos are playing, getting some work done. All right, workhorse. I see that. No, the battery. Unfortunately, Samuel, one day that day will come. It's part of life, but you got to live it. Otherwise, if you're just doing the daily grind, you're not really living and you're already dead, right? So live your life to the fullest. I'm seeing this. So I actually like the fact that it came back down. If it can hold 22.60 as support, that's a potential for it to continue to the upside. This would be a big consolidation right here for workhorse and then surge up higher. All right. And Delta, let's check out Delta. Come on, computer. It looks like potential bull flag. Is this a corrective wave or a bull flag? And then it was hitting my 425 over here. My computer is running really slowly. So it's setting up as a bull flag. Would watch for this to really break above that 20 SMA, 41.20, or break down below 39. And let's go to Love really quickly. And thank you guys for all the love, all the positivity here as well. All right, so Love, you can see it tested that 20 simple moving average, rejected it, but it bounced off of the 21 EMA. Bigger volume here. It looks more like an evening shadow. Could be a potential reversal back down. Seeing this, would look for 45 to hold as support or breakout above 47. All right, guys, we did it before the battery died. So thank you so much. If you like my channel, please hit the like button, subscribe. If you have any ideas for videos that you'd like, just put it in the comment section down below or shoot me an email at jane@cjanetrade.com. My pleasure, guys. And check out the awesome new hat I have on my website right here, Carpe Profit. Like I always say and wrap up my videos, Carpe Profit, seize those profits one trade at a time. Have a great one. See you all tomorrow at 12:15. Bye.